What if the greatest love story ever told was destined to sink before it truly began? Titanic 1997 plunges you into a whirlwind of passion and peril, set against one of history's most infamous disasters. This is more than just a romance, it's a heart-stopping spectacle that changed cinema forever. Titanic 1997 is a must-watch. A young drifter wins a ticket aboard the luxurious RMS Titanic, the largest and most celebrated ship of its time. He boards with nothing but hope and a taste for adventure. On the same voyage, a young woman from high society feels trapped in an engagement she does not want. The ship becomes her gilded cage, and the open sea only deepens her sense of isolation. When their paths cross, an unexpected connection sparks. They find freedom and joy in each other's company, despite coming from completely different worlds. As the Titanic sails toward its destiny, their bond is tested by class divisions and the looming shadow of disaster. The journey becomes a race against time, with every moment growing more precious. A. Story and pacing. Titanic 1997 weaves an intimate romance into the backdrop of one of history's most infamous maritime disasters. The central love story between Jack and Rose is simple yet deeply compelling, anchored by strong emotional beats that pull the viewer into their journey. The plot structure effectively balances the personal stakes of its characters with the grand scale of the ship's voyage, making the historical tragedy feel immediate and human. The narrative flows logically, with clear motivations driving each major decision, and every scene contributes to either character growth or building tension toward the inevitable climax. The pacing is deliberate in the first half, focusing on character relationships, societal pressures, and the grandeur of the Titanic itself. Some viewers may find this slow, but it works to heighten the emotional resonance of the second half, where the disaster unfolds with relentless urgency. Once the iceberg strikes, the tempo shifts dramatically, propelling the audience through an escalating sequence of perilous events that keep them fully engaged. This careful control of tempo makes the final act both gripping and devastating. B. Performances and characters. Leonardo DiCaprio delivers a charismatic and energetic performance as Jack Dawson, embodying the character's free-spirited optimism and unwavering courage. Kate Winslet matches him with a layered portrayal of Rose DeWitt Bukater, capturing her transformation from restrained socialite to a woman willing to defy convention. Their on-screen chemistry feels authentic, which is essential for making the central romance believable and emotionally satisfying. Supporting performances also shine, particularly Billy Zane as Cal Hockley, whose controlled menace adds tension, and Kathy Bates as Molly Brown, who injects warmth and resilience into her role. Each character, even minor ones, is distinct and memorable, reflecting James Cameron's commitment to giving the Titanic a lived-in, populated feel. These well-drawn characters ground the epic spectacle in personal stories the audience can connect to. C. Visuals and cinematography. The film's visuals are a triumph of both practical effects and early CGI. The color palette shifts subtly between warm golden tones in the first half and colder, darker hues in the latter, visually signaling the transition from romance to tragedy. Cinematographer Russell Carpenter captures the grandeur of the Titanic with sweeping crane shots and intimate close-ups, ensuring both the scale and the emotional core are preserved. Standout shots include the sweeping view of the ship's deck as passengers board, the elegant ballroom sequences lit with soft, romantic lighting, and the haunting wide shots of the ship's final descent into the ocean. Set design and costume work are equally meticulous, with attention to historical detail that immerses the viewer completely in the era. The recreation of the Titanic itself is a masterstroke in production design. D. Sound and music. James Horner's score is one of the film's most enduring elements, blending sweeping orchestral arrangements with the now iconic My Heart Will Go On theme. The music elevates the romance, underlines moments of tension, and amplifies the emotional devastation of the disaster. It is not just a background element but a narrative companion that enhances the viewing experience from start to finish. The sound design is equally vital to the film's impact. From the subtle creak of the ship's massive hull to the deafening chaos as water rushes in, every auditory detail reinforces the reality of the events. The layering of voices, environmental sounds, and effects creates an immersive soundscape that makes the danger palpable and the tragedy visceral. Themes and emotional impact. Beyond its romance and spectacle, Titanic explores themes of class division, personal freedom, and the fleeting nature of life. The love story serves as a vessel for these ideas, contrasting the rigid structures of society with the unrestrained possibilities of human connection. The narrative also reflects on courage in the face of inevitable loss and the ways people choose to spend their final moments. The emotional impact of the film lingers long after the credits roll. It is not just the loss of life that haunts the viewer, but the small acts of kindness, bravery, and even cruelty witnessed during the ship's final hours. The combination of historical tragedy with intimate personal stakes makes the film a rare blend of epic storytelling and deeply felt human drama. Unique observations. One fascinating behind-the-scenes fact is that James Cameron insisted on meticulous historical accuracy, going so far as to commission a near full-scale replica of the Titanic for filming. Many of the dishes, furniture pieces, and costumes were recreated from archival photographs and records. Even the star's breath in the cold air was filmed in refrigerated sets to enhance realism. Watching Titanic 1997 is not just a cinematic experience but a historical immersion. Compared to other disaster films, it stands apart because of its deep investment in character before catastrophe. Personally, the most striking part of my first viewing was realizing how quickly the second half passes despite its length. The mounting urgency sweeps you along so completely that you barely notice the runtime. This balance of spectacle and intimacy is what cements it as a timeless classic. Titanic 1997 is an undeniable must-watch, earning a solid 9.5 out of 10 golden frames for its sweeping romance, breathtaking visuals, and emotional resonance. It masterfully blends historical spectacle with an intimate love story, creating a film that remains as powerful today as it was upon release. Every technical and emotional element aligns to deliver an unforgettable cinematic experience. This film will deeply resonate with viewers who love epic romances, historical dramas, or emotionally charged storytelling. Fans of meticulously crafted period pieces and grand-scale filmmaking will be captivated. However, those who prefer fast-paced action from start to finish or have little interest in romance-driven narratives may find the slower first half less engaging. Is Titanic 1997 in your golden frame or not? Share your verdict in the comments and let's see how many hearts this classic still captures. If you enjoyed this blend of romance and historical drama, you might also love The Great Gatsby 2013 for its lush visuals and emotional depth. Subscribe now for more in-depth movie reviews and discover your next cinematic treasure.